Hi folks, today I found this entry-level QA software testing engineer position and decided why not to do an overview of it to see the salary level, requirements and so on. So let's see, so in the name itself it says entry-level position, salary 55k till 67, remote, full-time. So here we have some company overview information about the company itself. Like Pattern Learning is a platform that aimed for developers, collaborative coding, real-time editing, and so on. So responsibilities: collaborate with the development team to understand project requirements and develop comprehensive test plans. So basically it means that usually there are no requirements as such and you will be working only in Jira on user story level. So basically there will be some description of what needs to be implemented, like for example that let's say users or developers should be able to view their previous code editor sessions or something like that, and should be able to edit it, save, delete. So basically you will have to be able to create test scenarios for that functionality, meaning that you should have tests for to create, for example, code editor session, then create a new one, go back and see previous ones. So create, edit, delete, update functionalities. You should have test cases for all of them. Then execute manual and automated tests. So basically first you create the scenarios, then you execute them after development is done. So you run all of your tests one by one after the code is delivered to test environment to check if everything corresponds to requirements, if everything looks right, works fine, and you don't have any you don't see any errors, any difficulties with working with this feature. Document test cases, test scenarios, test results to maintain the testing repository. So this one means that you will have to store your test cases somewhere. Usually it's some test management system like TestRail, or maybe you will be storing it directly in Jira. It's task and bug management system that you will have access to, which contains also tasks for developers, user stories, and so on. So all three of these so far, everything about writing test scenarios and store them somewhere. Next one, identify, report, and track software bugs. So when you see some discrepancies in between the actual behavior, system behavior, and expected system behavior, you will again use Jira to create bug, describe steps to reproduce, add screenshots, put name, build version, and so on. So you will log a bug or issue in Jira to let developers know that you find some discrepancy. And then they will take it into work, fix it, and after fixing it and redeployment to test environment, it will go again to you for retesting. Next one, perform regression testing to ensure previously fixed issues do not resurface. Again, regression testing is all about testing that nothing from existing functionality is not broken, meaning that if you have already a lot of tests for different features like search, creation, deletion, regression testing means that you will have to rerun all of them, not you alone, the whole QA team. If you have two QA engineers, then both of you will be performing regression testing and split the work between you. So, but yeah, regression testing means retest everything to make sure that new changes didn't break any existing functionalities. So basically it's running full regression test suite, all the tests that you have in your system. Next one, collaborate with cross-functional teams to drive continuous improvement. Yeah, this one is basically means that you should be open for communication, be willing to discuss issues with developers, provide more information for them, more details if they ask for them. For some clarification about bugs, for example, if they cannot reproduce it, they will ask you to try to reproduce it yourself or add more details and so on. So this is this means collaboration, right? And stay up to date with latest industry trends. Basically, there is no list online like what are the latest industry trends. You just follow some groups on LinkedIn or Facebook, or just be open to learn and study some new tools if it will be required. For example, if you will be using Selenium, or let's say Selenium for test automation, or Postman for API testing, but your developers will be using, for example, Swagger or something for API, then you should be open to switch from using Postman to Swagger or something. So just be open be ready to study new tools. This is what this sentence means. Qualifications: bachelor degree in computer science, software engineering related fields. So basically you should understand what is computer science about, strong knowledge of software testing principles, methodologies and tools. This means that you should already know what are test design techniques, how to write tests or test scenarios or test cases, what they should include, what fields bugs should have, like name, summary, steps to reproduce, actual behavior, expected behavior. So all the software testing theoretical part, you should be pretty much be familiar with it and know what you are doing, because nobody, it will look strange if somebody hires you as a QA engineer and on the first day you ask them like, oh, I don't know how to write test cases. Can you explain me what you're expecting from me? It's not gonna work. You should do your homework and study theory, software testing theory in advance and know all of the basics. Familiarity with manual automated testing techniques and tools. Again, it's the same as I described here. You should know the theoretical part. Tools such Selenium, JUnit or similar. So Selenium, it's a tool for test automation. Some companies using it, some companies using some different ones. JUnit, it's a test runner for Java. So it looks like this company probably is using Java as a programming language, at least for test automation or something. But so far it looks like a manual testing position, but you are expected to be open for test automation, to study test automation or something like that, because I am mentioning this kind of tools. Basic understanding of programming languages: Java, Python, C++. Again, here they are just describing the list of completely different program languages. Well, Python is kind of similar to Java, it's based on Java. C++ is completely different one, but with this you should basically, what they want to say is that you should be familiar with object-oriented programming, know how to create objects, and do some other basic stuff in programming languages. But again, since they are mentioning JUnit, I guess they're using Java, because Python doesn't use JUnit, C++ also doesn't use JUnit. They have their own test runners to analyze code and develop test scripts. So yeah, with this they are saying that you will need to do some test automation work. after you tested everything manually. Excellent problem solving skills, of course, attached to details, of course, to be able to find bugs or discrepancies. You should compare A to B, expected results to actual results, and file or log a bug if something doesn't correspond to each other. Strong communication, collaboration skills with the ability to work effectively in team environment. The same, just be ready to communicate and working as in a team. So be constantly online, promptly answer all the questions that somebody is asking you, be present in the chats, in all the meeting calls, and be able to explain your thoughts clearly, meaning that you should, for example, again, if you are logging a bug in Jira, you should be able to describe specific concrete steps to reproduce without any additional thoughts. So basically you should provide as much details as possible, so anyone who is reading your test case or your bug report can clearly understand what you mean what you mean or what you're trying to say. Ability to work independently and manage time efficiently. Yeah, you will have each one, you work as a team, but each team member will have his own tasks, developers to develop features, test engineers to test them. So you should be able to understand the task and execute it. Meaning, if you will have task for testing of some feature, you should know that you should create test cases. Then after a feature is delivered, again, as I said at the beginning, you should execute your test cases, test everything manually. You should know what you are expected to do, what you should do as a subtasks for your testing activities. And experience in Agile Scrum development methodologies is a plus. So Agile Scrum methodology means that basically you will have 2-week sprints of iterations, you will have daily calls, there will be a Scrum Master who will be leading these calls, you will have sprint planning, sprint closure, probably retrospective to see what went wrong, what went well, but it's basically more about managing the process of how the team works overall, how many meetings you will have at what time and so on. So it's more about management stuff. And here's some additional description about the company. So yeah, that's it for this position. Pretty much what I see in all the entry-level positions, they are similar. So yeah, more of them are more or less like this one. That's it. See you next time.